The Brooklyn Diocese working to mediate hundreds of abuse claims out of court, where the settlement money would come from, and why advocates for survivors say much more needs to be done. Good evening, I'm Jessica Moore.
Welcome back, I'm Christine Johnson. And the Bishop of Brooklyn says that the diocese does plan to resolve over 1,000 remaining sexual abuse cases in order to reach settlements with survivors.
But as Doug Williams explains, not all survivors view compensation as their preferred form of justice.
Bishop of Brooklyn Robert Brennan announced Thursday that all of the roughly 1,100 open sexual abuse cases against the diocese will be mediated independently, likely leading to settlements on a case-by-case basis, adding that, quote, "The diocese and our legal counsel have spoken with attorneys representing hundreds of victim survivors to begin this process."
A lot more needs to be done.
Angela Walker is the executive director of SNAP, the Survivors Network of Those Abused by Priests, which described the effort by the diocese as, quote, "designed to block accountability through the courts, shielding church records from disclosure and church officials from sworn testimony."
Many people want to individually have their day in court, and if that is the case, they should do that.
The decision mirrors the one made by the New York Archdiocese late last year, but a spokesperson called the Brooklyn Diocese decision an independent one, funding the settlements by monetizing existing assets, not by donations or further closings of Catholic schools. Jeff Anderson, whose firm claims to represent over 200 survivors of Brooklyn Diocese cases, said in a statement Thursday morning that the survivors, quote, "believe this update from the bishop is positive news." Their attorney called it a feeling of hopeful caution for survivors.
It's signaling a recognition that these cases aren't just legal disputes. They're matters of profound human harm.
A Brooklyn Diocese spokesperson referred to the allegations as largely very old, saying that over 90% of the cases stem from incidents that took place 55 or more years ago, most in the 1960s and 70s.
Many survivors are not able to acknowledge what has happened to them until their 40s, 50s, 60s. My talking to you today, there are probably other survivors who are not part of this initial number who will now come forward as well.
And Bishop Brennan ended his letter by saying he continues to pray for the survivors and their families. We reached out to multiple organizations in an effort to speak directly with survivors that they represent in the Brooklyn Diocese. It's an open request, though, requiring a decision that we, of course, goes without saying, would never want to rush.
Absolutely.
Jessica,
it's such an individual thing, and it's tough
Yep.
because justice looks so different for each individual victim.
Yep, and some of the organizations were saying that financial compensation just is not on the list of things that they're hoping to see out of all this.
Yeah, makes sense. Thank you, Doug.
Thanks, guys.